Some breaking news as the injury news does not stop for the San Francisco 49ers. They come back against the Seattle Seahawks. Really tough environment to play in on the road. They pull out an epic win to begin the season 1-0. And you're thinking, yes, what a way to start the 2025 campaign, flushing what happened and transpired in 2024. But injuries continue to really hurt this organization, and I tweeted this out a couple of weeks ago. It really feels this way. San Francisco seems to be, on the injury front, the most snake-bitten organization in the NFL and maybe in all professional sports, because it's crazy how often this team has been hurt under head coach Kyle Shanahan since he took over in 2017. You're watching the 49ers Report. My name is Chase Sr. Thanks for hanging out on this Monday evening, taking a break from Monday Night Football to bring you the latest news. If you're waking up with us on Tuesday, good morning. Thanks for being a real one. Let's run through everything here because there's a lot to touch on after the 49ers took down Seattle in stunning fashion yesterday. Kyle Shanahan said that quarterback Brock Purdy not just suffered a toe injury against the Seattle Seahawks, but also a shoulder injury. And now his status for Week 2 against the New Orleans Saints on the road is uncertain. The 49ers are really going to see how the toe responds because the toe is more severe than the shoulder. And then the Niners from there will be able to determine if he can play against New Orleans or not. Of note, with the Niners going up against the Saints, new head coach Kellen Moore for New Orleans, their defensive coordinator, Brandon Staley, who was on this Niners coaching staff last year. Kyle Shanahan saying about Purdy, not sure. We have to see how it heals, how the week goes on it. So the Niners are going to continue to monitor his injury status. Kyle Shanahan did not rule out the Niners adding another quarterback other than Mac Jones, who would start in the place of Brock Purdy if he can't play. The Niners do have Adrian Martinez as the other quarterback, but if they want three and Purdy can't play, they would have to add another quarterback. It could be Carter Bradley. It could be Tanner Mordecai. Both of those quarterbacks, of course, with the Niners throughout the preseason. This is a bummer, though, because you pay Brock Purdy $55 million per year, and you pay him to do what he did on Sunday. Flush the mistakes, forget about him, have a short memory and recall. Those two interceptions, they were bad turnovers, right? But then Brock Purdy goes 6 of 6 in crunch time when the pressure is on in one of the more difficult places to play in the NFL. And he goes perfect on that drive, marches the Niners down the field without George Kittle, without Jawan Jennings, without Brandon Aiyuk, and with his top 3 wide receivers being Ricky Pearsall, who hasn't played a lot, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, and Russell Gage. He was connecting with Jake Tonges, who had never caught a pass before yesterday's game. And he connects with Tonges on the go-ahead score when Purdy creates, improvises. He's moving to his right nearly 16 miles per hour. He gets hit. He gives Tonges an opportunity to make a play. Tonges made the play, snatched it away from Tariq Woolen. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Huge win. And then, of course, Nick Bosa closes it out. But you just want to continue to see Purdy develop, Purdy ascend, Purdy get these opportunities to be the Niners franchise guy. And so hopefully he can play against New Orleans. You don't have a lot of constants on offense. You'd love for that constant to be Brock Purdy, to live up to the contract extension. Also, he's a really fun player to watch. So we'll monitor that throughout the week, but the Niners could be without Brock Week 2 on the road against New Orleans. As for tight end George Kittle, he's going to miss, according to Ian Rappaport, 3 to 5 weeks with his hamstring injury. He didn't return after running a vertical route early in the game against Seattle. He caught the first touchdown of the season from Purdy to get the Niners started on that 95-yard opening drive. And so 3 to 5 weeks with this hamstring injury, that means that George Kittle, who also got paid this offseason, who dealt with hamstring injuries last year, could go on IR. Kyle Shanahan said in order to do that, it's got to be a 4-week injury. We haven't decided on that yet. Where do the Niners go from here without Kittle, who has been a great weapon for Brock Purdy and is the best tight end in the game? Well, you added Luke Farrell, but he's more of a blocking tight end. He did catch a clutch pass when he got crunched in a big situation on Sunday. Jake Tonges filled in really nicely. He's a really good athlete, but we saw how effective Kittle can be on third down and in the red zone yesterday, and it's just another brutal loss for San Francisco. If Kittle does go on IR, he has to miss at least 4 weeks. Now, you look ahead, 3 to 5 week timeline. Week 5 is a short week against the Los Angeles Rams. That could be the target date for Kittle to come back. The Niners play the Rams Thursday night that week in SoFi Stadium. That's October 2nd. But if the Niners want to be safe, you then have a little bit of a mini bye, a week and a half off, before they then travel to play the Buccaneers after playing the Rams on Thursday. And that means that Kittle would not come back until October 12th, as we record this on September 8th. Juwan Jennings, the MRI on his shoulder, did come back clean. But the Niners are awaiting the results for a CT scan. That's good news. It sounds like Juwan Jennings avoided the worst-case scenario. Shanahan said that Jennings has a chance to play in Week 2. The Niners today did sign Kendrick Bourne. We talked about that move on the 49ers report. Either way, the addition of Bourne just gives you more depth at wideout when you really, really needed it. Maybe he takes the place of Russell Gage, you would imagine, who is the practice squad game day elevation. He didn't have a single catch on Sunday against Seattle. You also have Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I'd like to keep him because I think he's a really good speed option for San Francisco. Does he still have that 4.3 speed? Not necessarily, but more than 20 yards per catch last year for the New Orleans Saints running in the Kyle Shanahan offense. All right, let's get to our sponsor here real quick. Our friends at Prize Picks. Today's 49ers report made possible by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's great to be right. Prize Picks, very simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. For instance, Brock Purdy, more or less than 233.5 passing yards. If you go more, he throws for more than that. That's a win on your lineup. This is the best way and place to get action on sports in more than 40-plus states. Prize Picks puts their users first. All withdrawals fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. There are also injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss, like George Kittle yesterday. But if you had more or less than a half touchdown and he has more than that half touchdown, that's a victory for you. That's how the game works. You can get your picks in less than 60 seconds. You can win up to 2,000 times your money. Download the app today. Use the code CLNS. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. I'll put that link down below in the show notes and attached to the pinned comment of this edition of the San Francisco 49ers report. What do you know? Starting left guard Ben Bart. He is injured again. He is always hurt. He has a sprained knee. He is day-to-day. The lengthy injury history is a problem. That's obviously a concern. If he can't play, Connor Colby will fill in at left guard. When Dominic Pooney got hurt yesterday, Connor Colby filled in at right guard. That's the rookie 7th-round pick out of Iowa, for those of you not familiar. Shanahan also unsure about the direction that the Niners will go in at kicker. Now, this is a little bit of a change in tune from Kyle Shanahan, because he said yesterday, no doubt about it, Jake Moody is going to be our kicker for sure. But now he's kind of changing his opinion a little bit. And so what direction do the Niners go in? I don't think that Jake Moody should be the kicker for this team. He's not good enough. He's not confident enough. And he's way too shaky. He nearly cost the Niners the game yesterday. And it's only a matter of time before he costs San Francisco again. So it looks as though moving forward, I like this. He shouldn't be on the team any longer, but I like how the Niners are at least open to exploring other options. San Francisco keeping their options open regarding Moody. Missed another kick, had another kick blocked in week 1. Shanahan said, quote, "I haven't had that conversation with Moody yet. Whenever we decide on something, we'll address it with him." I think it's safe to say, at least hopefully, that the Niners bring in multiple kickers for tryouts this week. They're going to bring back Greg Joseph. They're going to bring in somebody else. Shoot, Matt Prater was signed by the Buffalo Bills last Thursday. Last night, game winner for Buffalo in that heroic, epic, insane comeback on Sunday Night Football. Jake Moody can't be on this football team, man. Been saying it since last year. You just see it in his eyes. He doesn't believe in himself. I mean, when we've been talking about this for almost a year now, it's a problem. Stop trying to justify taking him in the third round. Cut your losses. Admit you made a mistake. And with these Niners injuries, man, mention it off the rip. Purdy hurt. Kittle out. CMC's calf muscle. You never know when it's going to hurt him. They're cursed. San Francisco is cursed. Number one most injured team in 2024. Already off to a bad start in 2025. There were some people who cover the Niners saying, I can't believe people are making a big deal of the Niners' injuries in training camp and in the preseason. Get a grip. This is why! Number one most injured team in 2024. They were actually healthy in 2023. What happened? Should have won the Super Bowl. Number 9 most injured team in 2022. Number 3 in 2021. Number 1 in 2020. Number 6 in 2019. Number 4 in 2018. Top 10 in injury rate in 2017 as well. This is why we make a big deal of it, because the Niners can't stay healthy, and it is a problem. When it keeps happening over and over and over again, it's okay to ask questions. And that's why you subscribe to this show, because I'll always keep it real. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Had to rant there. Niners injury news. They can't escape the injury bug. I'll be back in the studio tomorrow. A couple of videos already today. This is the third long-form show that we're doing here on the program. Appreciate all the real ones for tuning in. Back to some Monday Night Football. I'll see you soon.